In this video, I want to talk about how you can upload a file using Spring Boot controller and the REST API. I will show this example from actual project, and you can find all links in the description. So let's start. I have a Spring Boot project. If you watch my previous videos, I also update project structure a little. So now I have all relevant parts under one package. But for this file upload part, I have a file package. And the idea of this package is it will provide all the APIs for uploading files, even like managing files. That's why I have a file controller. Like this is a generic part, a generic name for this. That's why, because like I plan to introduce more operations for file editing. And it is exposed on this endpoint. So v1 version 1 file. And for now, I have a one method, which is post mapping. Method is called upload. Everything that the user will send to this endpoint will be processed by this. Later, we can also set up a separate URL for this, but for now, I will keep it simple. This method accepts two parameters. One is a file itself, and another one is a name. And internally, this will do the first thing, which is like get file and name into this file upload request, which is again this file, and it contains file and name. So for this model, interesting part is type of the file is multipart file from Spring Framework Web Multipart, and name is just a string. But interesting part, which makes all this work, is how we set up this post mapping. First thing we say, we consume a multipart form data value. We can also put directly string here, but this is what we need to mention to explicitly. I also additionally put, which is I say that we return a JSON value. And this value is actually another type, another record in my case. And it has like ID because I saved the information metadata about the file into the database, name, user-defined name, the URL, and then size. So let's also take a look to the service part. After basically parsing file input, I send it to service layer, which also has operation named upload. What we have here is also I return a response entity and then say, this is okay. Maybe we can also change it to created or something like similar. And then say it's uploaded. And then the upload, we return whatever upload returns, which is file upload response. And it is explicitly also mentioned here. What happens, we do upload. As I said, for now, upload doesn't have actual file upload logic, but I do have some kind of transformation. I accept this file, make it entity for my repository layer. For now, I only keep some meta information, and then we actually save. Additionally, we will also save here, like save. Yeah, I like this upload to S3, but in my case, it will be GCP and return. So will happen later. I will probably also include a video about this, so check my channel later. And then when this all done, we will return response, which is another conversion. And here we include ID from database, name, and size. The size is only kind of logic I do here, and this size can be retrieved from this multipart file. And it has also other useful methods and information. And then when all this done, we return, as I said, this model. And let's now take a look how this works. I will switch. I will use Postman for this. Let me also see if it's good enough in terms of zoom. Yeah. And in Postman, what we have this Nest server v1 file. And what you need to have here is this part. So in the meta, let's say let's zoom out. In body part, we need to mention this is a form data. Usually you have something like raw JSON, but in this case, you will need to have form data. This is important also for setting headers, which we can see also here. So this will be actual headers that we will send. Postman also provide feature where you can say, I am actually sending a file. So you can select file here. Once you do this, you can also have a file selection dialog open. Then additionally, we also have a file name in this case. Now let's try to actually send this request. Let me check if this is actually running. So maybe I can exit presentation mode. I will check if it is anything running here. Okay, so let me start. So now it's running. I had to also reset my database. There was also an issue with Docker Compose. Just to mention, what I have here is a Docker Compose in which I have a database. This is needed for saving metadata information about the file. And then I just have a Spring Boot application, which I already started. So this is running here, and database is actually running here. Let's just make sure that the connection is okay. Yes, so I have tables. The file is this one. And now let's try to make a request. So I will call this endpoint. Let's see, file part is not present. So I had to select another file because this values were coming from Postman that I saved earlier, and this file is not present anymore. So let's try again. So now we have this file. So ID is coming from database, name is already set, URL we don't have yet, but we have this size, which is calculated based on the provided file. And now if I go back to the database, so here what we have, this is a record about the file's metadata. That's how you can use this approach to upload a file. And if I try to review what you need to have, a file controller, you can name it anything you want, but you need to have a controller in which you have a post mapping with this consumes part, which is important in this case. Maybe enter the presentation again. So, and obviously you need to have parameter to accept file. In one of the videos, I will also try to make this part of the one model, so we don't have to do this separately. I know it's possible, but I tried to do it with like basically copy pasting. It didn't work. Probably I need to do some additional configuration. But for now, we have two parts. One is file, one is a name. We can have also more parameters. And then you handle uploaded file and return response. In this case, it's also another JSON value. And in terms of uploading, you need to have a type, which is multipart file. So that's how you can use this upload with Spring Boot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.